great question, because basically the answer to that is whatever you want. Now, you might think, whatever I want, that sounds a little crazy. And the fact is that yes, whatever you want to get out of the Silva Method is what you'll get out of it. The reason is because we give you the tools and the techniques that will help you to accomplish basically any goal that you want. And when I say any goal that you want, I mean almost any goal that you want. Maybe you won't be able to make yourself God or become a God, but anything that you truly want to accomplish in your life, you'll be able to. So let me give you an example of some of the things that some other people have accomplished for themselves, and what the benefit of that was. Mrs. Toth was a retired mother of 2 children, and she was diagnosed with lung cancer. And when the doctors looked at her and they went through and they did the test, they found that her lungs were completely covered in lesions. And she was so afraid of what's going to happen to her next, because she still had a very young granddaughter. Her daughter was only some 20-some years old, and she was very concerned that her health is going to take her away. And she took the Silva Method course, she followed the instructions, and she did the programming, as we call it. And through that process of programming, what she found that within the course of about 6 months, the lesions in her lungs completely disappeared. Every single thing that the doctors had found that pointed towards cancer disappeared. Now, that is something that Mrs. Toth practiced and took what she learned in the Silva Method, and she practiced it regularly. And within 6 months of regular, consistent practice, she was able to pass through that space of being afraid of cancer to fighting cancer and overcoming it. Obviously, she worked together with the doctors, and everything that she wanted in life after that showed up. She lived another 18 years after that, to the ripe age of 78 years of age. And she saw both her grandchildren grow up to 18 years of age, and she would live another 18 years together with her family. So that's one of the things that, for instance, is an example. But if I were to break it down into what are those key benefits that you're going to get out of it, is, well, the first is you're going to get a technique of meditation, which is easy to learn and simple to use. And I think that's important, because often meditation seems to be complicated, seems to take a lot of time. But this is a system that basically, just by counting from 1 to 3, you'll be able to go to an altered state of consciousness. And in this altered state of consciousness, you're going to have an increased amount of creativity. You'll have a better health. Meditation shows that science has shown that meditation improves your overall health, so it'll decrease your blood pressure, it will increase your brain oxygen level, it will improve your metabolism, and it will decrease your cholesterol. And this is all proven scientifically, and you can see many research studies that show this, that just regular meditation on a daily basis will give you better health and well-being in most areas of your life. In addition to this, you're going to become in contact with your intuition. You'll start to recognize your intuition more, and you'll be able to use intuition, or what we call the higher intelligence or our sixth sense, which will allow you to collect information and answers from outside of the 5 senses that we're used to in this material world. And intuition is therefore you could call it your secret guide, it's your highest intelligence. You could call it spirit, or you could call it your guardian angel. But once you learn how to hear and then follow intuition regularly, you'll find that your life is going to turn into much more flow and ease. And that's one of the things that, or 3 of the things that we really promise from the Silva Method, is if you practice those techniques regularly, 3 things will show up in your life: abundance, joy, and ease. And I think those 3 things, if we all had those in our lives, would make this for a much different world.